All right, on this episode of the LPDS, we get into a little hodgepodge of different topics. We got an update on OGG, Gatekeeper's Gambit, just a small update. We got maybe some current events. I don't know. Tune in and find out. Also, we got a good Cage fact, so all that's coming up right now. All right, Jabronis, we're back. Welcome back to the Libretti Podcast Diary Show. I'm your host, Libretti. It's the show that talks about nothing and finds the lessons and everything. We try to have a good time, share a few laughs, all that good stuff doing it. So hope everybody had a good week. Mine goes from uneventful and seemingly insignificant, not insignificant, but uneventful to circus act. I don't want to curse in the first 5 minutes here, or else the YouTubes will get mad at me. So we'll call it a circus act. And I'll get into that in the Junction a little bit. But, you know, I've talked about this in the past. Sometimes just a nice, relaxing, uneventful week where nothing happens is a good thing. It's really not a bad thing sometimes. So that's what I'm looking for. One of these days I'm going to get to it. There's a little bit of delay here I'm looking at on the camera and the audio. I think that should get worked out in post and editing. So if you don't see anything in YouTube land, you're welcome. If you do see a delay, you know, that's what you get here at the LPDS. Maybe that's one of the reasons why we're not wildly popular yet. I don't know. I don't care. I care about putting out a good product for the people and for my own personal pride and ego. I don't care if we're not wildly popular yet. So not a big deal. Anyway, not a whole lot going on current events wise, I don't think. I know there's a State of the Union address. Back in the day, when I was younger, that used to be like, that was what was going on TV when the president was speaking. And now, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I have no desire to watch these liars and crooks and criminals get on screen and lie right to our faces again and just make stuff up. And then you add on the fact that this particular guy is 100 years old and he can't even think anymore. He has to have a cheat sheet on how to think and be a human again. I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to watch it. It's embarrassing. It's sad, the state of affairs we're in. And I'll get on my high horse, my soapbox, I guess you could say, real quick on this whole thing. I don't care what your political beliefs are. I never did care. Whatever you want to believe to be the best for this country, that's your opinion. You're right to have that belief. But when we're forced, quote unquote, forced two old bastards down our throats to vote from, this is how it is. This is what we get to choose from. We're in a bad spot, folks. Okay. And again, people are going to give me a lot of crap for this, but if I don't like what I see from the candidates, if I don't believe that any of the quote unquote options out there that they're forcing us to believe that are options, if I don't believe any of them are capable of leading this country as effectively as they should be and actually doing the job, and not just kowtowing to the military-industrial complex and foreign, pals that they have that they're getting money from under the table and all the other corrupt crap that they got going on, I'm not voting for them. Okay? And I'm not saying I'm not voting. because I don't want, I'm not that guy that's like, oh, I don't like him, so I'm not voting. And then people are like, oh, well, you can't say anything then because you didn't exercise your right to vote. You didn't, you have control over this too, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to not vote. I'm just not voting for them. I'll write people in. I'll write Jocko Willink in. He's a guy who I think would be very effective, or as effective as you could be at that position with the authorities that position actually holds. And I don't care, I don't care that he doesn't want it or he says he doesn't want it or whatever. That's what I want. Okay? That's what I want in a leader, in a president. Someone who is not auditioning for this role like it's a Hollywood movie. Because most people who say they want the job and are dying for the job and this and that, it ends up being a problem, doesn't it? Because the ego thinks that they're capable of being the best ever. And maybe that's a confidence thing. Maybe it's an ego thing. I don't know. It seems like ego with these folks because they never actually end up being the best ever. They end up being stinky and corrupt and terrible. So why do we pick from these choices? And I don't want to hear the argument, oh, well, if you don't vote for one of those two, you're just taking votes away from this person or that person, and no one's ever going to, nothing's ever going to happen if you do that. You're just wasting your vote. I don't see it that way. I'm not wasting my vote. I have one vote, okay? I would consider it to be wasting it on one of these two old bastards that they put up there. I know Robert Kennedy is also in the mix. I don't like mentioning his name only because I fear for his life. I don't, if I say I'm going to vote for RFK, I don't want, the CIA to do what they do with Kennedys. So I'm worried about that guy's safety. But I know he's a third option. He's going out there on the independent side. But I'm not wasting my vote on one of those people. That's, to me, is considered a waste of vote. And I don't think it's that's the only choices we have. No, it's not. You can write in people. And I know it's a long shot of enough people writing in somebody else that they would actually win. I know it's a super long shot, and it's mainly because most people don't do it, because most people have that in their head of like, I'd just be wasting my vote. Nobody else is going to do it. And they just follow along with the corrupt garbage system that we've had our entire existence of recent years. I say my existence, my 30-something years on this earth, my entire existence. This is the system we've had to deal with. So you could give me crap all you want. You could say I'm taking a vote away from Biden, or I'm taking a vote away from Trump, or I'm taking a vote away from RFK, and it's going to cause the other guy that you don't like to win, and this and that, and it's teams, and it's my team versus your team, and this and that, all this other crap. I will be able to go to bed. I'll be able to look myself in the mirror with no regret, no consternation, no issue, knowing that I voted for the person who I think is the most capable of doing that job well for the American people, for this country. That's who I vote for. And that's a personal opinion, and you don't have to agree, and that's fine too. But that's who I vote for now. And that could be anybody out there who I think is appropriate. Do I want to vote for myself? Yeah. Do I think I'm the most effective person and the best option? No, not right now. I'm better than the crypt keepers they're rolling out there these days. But I'm not going to vote for myself just because of, that's an ego thing. I'm not ready for that. I am not the best option. I want to be. I'd like to be. I would like to be someone capable enough where other people are like, oh, this guy would make a good leader. We'll see what happens with that. But I'm telling you one thing. I am not going to lose sleep at night over who I voted for. And I'm done playing the games of we have to vote for one of those two choices, and a vote for a third person or another person outside of those two parties is a losing vote, and it's stupid, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Now, I'm not doing that anymore. I can't do it anymore. Okay? I won't be able to look myself in the mirror and say I tried to help the situation, because it's not. They're parading out dead people. We have dead people running for president right now, being voted on by other dead people. And they're being controlled by these puppet masters that only care about their own money and own power. They don't care about uniting us or giving us what we need, affording us our rights, keeping us safe and protected. They only care about their agendas. And I don't care if you think I'm the kooky one and I'm crazy and I shouldn't be listening, whatever. I am not losing sleep at night over it. I'm not making that mistake anymore. Because that's what it is right now to me. In my opinion, it's a mistake. These people are terrible for our country. They have proven it time and time again. Terrible. Why do we keep kowtowing to it? Why do we keep falling back in with the same mindset of, oh, it's all we got? No, it's not. Okay? It's really not. And if we all took the second to realize that and take advantage of the little control and power we do have with our ballots, maybe one day things will change for the better. Maybe one day. I don't know. I'm hoping so. But right now it's garbage. You ever notice that in the movies, every time you watch a movie where the government, our own government, is doing something corrupt and shady under the table, and they're working with other countries, and they're giving money to foreign militaries that are bad guys, and they're framing other citizens for it so that they can protect themselves. And in the movie, you're always rooting for the main character who's breaking up the corruption, who's stopping that corrupt government team for the betterment of the country. And everyone's loving it. Everyone's a fan of that. But then when it happens in real life, what do? Our heads are in the dirt. We're like, nah, they are looking out for us. Don't worry, guys. This is not what it seems. They definitely care about us. How many more decades do we have to live through this before we get it through our thick skulls that they are not looking out for us? They do not care. How many more decades does Chicago and Detroit and LA and now New York City have to be in shambles with no way out, no hope for those people before we realize they're not looking out for us? We should probably vote a different way, because we keep voting the same garbage year in and year out and wonder why nothing changes. It drives me crazy that we keep doing that. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe because of this. Maybe I am. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe I'm a little loco. Whatever. Off my soapbox. I'm done. I'm just frustrated with it all. It's just very frustrating that this happens on a constant basis. And I try to minimize. I don't talk about politics with basically any of my friends or family anymore. I don't like talking about it. It never ends well. It always just gets me angry and frustrated. So I apologize for bringing it up and letting my emotions get the best of me right there. It's just so frustrating and disheartening to see on a regular basis all this stuff that keeps happening to us. So anyway, my allergies seem to be getting better. We're going to change subjects here and get in a little more positive light. I don't have to wear sunglasses today. This entire week has been good allergy-wise. It's strange. I guess maybe I'm getting used to it for now. I don't know. Knock on wood, things seem to be going better on the allergy side. We'll power through. So thank you again for your understanding in the previous episodes where I was in shambles physically with the allergies. Now I'm just in mental shambles, which is normal for this show. So we're back to business. So I think that's all I got for the current events. There's really nothing else I care about going on right now, or things that could be funny. I haven't been, and I'm going to be honest, I haven't been paying attention too much because it gives me agita, which is Italian Guido heartburn. So, and then it's been nice. I will say it's been nice. The biggest drama and chaos I've seen has been with Barstool Sports and their content. And that's fake. It's not real stuff. It's just their own little media company's drama. And it's fun to me because I know it's not real. It's about sports, or it's about comedy stuff or content or whatever. And at the end of the day, it's really not that big a deal. It's fun. That's what I've been getting into. And I've been hitting the gym more and trying to dial in my diet better. And things have been going well in that regard. Because I'm not diving into the chaos and the garbage. So maybe I suggest, recommend trying it out for a week, see how it is. Anyway, we'll just get right into it, folks. This could be a quick one. I say that every time, and it never is a quick one, but this could be a quick one. Fingers crossed, right? We'll step into the cage.
Okay, let's run.
All right. Today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by Handy's Joint Cream. Do you have an achy elbow joint from working out or typing on your keyboard or other strenuous stuff like that, and you can't seem to find the relief you need? Then get yourself a Handy's today. Handy's not only is a non-patented formula that gets deep into the affected area, it also comes with a custom joint oversight instruction that provides detailed instructions on how to most effectively apply the Handy's to get maximum satisfaction. So to get a good Handy's today, visit www.oldfashionedrelief.com and use the promo code JOINTTREAT for 29% off your first bottle of Handy's. I don't know what just happened there. I don't know if my tongue just swelled up or I got a lot of saliva in my mouth, but I felt like I was lisping the whole time, and I don't know why that was. I didn't like it. I hope I didn't sound too goofier than I already do sound, but whatever. Anyway, nothing is more satisfying and relieving when you have joint pain than some Handy's, especially if you have the joint oversight instructions available with JOI for it. So there you go. Get some Handy's, 29% off if you use the promo code. Cage fact. Nic Cage has a new movie coming out in April. Okay. There is nothing that makes me happier in this world than when we get updates on new Nic Cage content and movies. Nothing. And we just got another one, folks. The Renaissance era of Cage continues. Okay? It's a movie called Arcadian. It's the premise is pretty, cut and paste, copy and paste, or whatever you want to call it, cookie cutter, because it's apocalyptic premise. How you doing? Apocalyptic premise, and he's the main character with his two sons, and they do apocalypse stuff. And it's a good trailer. You should check it out on the internets. It comes out this April, apparently. And I'm very excited. In theaters only for now. It's not going to be stream in the beginning. It's going to be in theaters only. So you know what that means, folks. And I'm starting to fall behind on Renaissance era Cage movies. So many have come out in the past couple years. I can't keep up with them all. It's a really good problem to have if you're in my shoes. If you're the only show on YouTube and Apple and Spotify that has a dedicated segment to Nic Cage updates and facts. You couldn't be in a better position. So go check it out. Arcadian is the name. And that's the Cage fact. That's the Cage update. Stepping out of the cage and into the junction. We'll spin the logo up. So, speaking of Nic Cage, I just got done watching a Cage movie that was on Netflix called Primal. A fun, don't have to think about kind of movie. I say fun. It was an action movie. He's this hunter poacher of exotic animals that he sells to zoos and what have yous. And he's on a boat to go to, I don't know, Mexico or Puerto Rico to go sell some animals he got. And this ship also happens to be carrying like an arrested assassin, that the government arrested and is taken back to custody. And long story short, the assassin gets loose. The animals get loose on the ship, and Nic Cage has to save everybody, basically. So it was a good action movie. Good killing and gore if you're into that sort of stuff. Good Nic Cage. And the lady from, what is that? She's one of the X-Men. Storm, maybe? I don't know. She was also in the movie, I believe it's called I Spy with Owen Wilson and Eddie Murphy. The spy movie, that spy comedy with Owen Wilson and Eddie Murphy. Go look it up. I think it was called I Spy. I could be wrong. But she ended up being the bad girl in that. And she's hot. She was in this movie too. And Nic Cage does what he does and saves the day. So I think that came out in 2023 as well. Or maybe it came on Netflix in 2023. I don't remember exactly what it said on Netflix. I just got so excited that I saw a new Cage film on there that I just hit play. I didn't even read any of the how you doings. And it was all right. It was a nice little breakfast movie to kick the day off, to kick the weekend off right for me. And that's what I did. And then I came here to talk about it. That has been my day so far. Have I gotten any of my chores done that I want to get done or really need to get done? No. But I got something better done. I watched another Cage movie. So sometimes, folks, you just have to go and knock out your fulfillment to-do list. Okay? Just knock out one item on that and get back to feeling good about some stuff again. And then you can go on and take on the other adult chores you got going on in your lives. Sometimes that is the reset you need, the mental and emotional reset you need to get that little kick in the ass to go take care of the stuff you have to get done that you don't necessarily want to do and you don't have the motivation to do. But if you're feeling good, sometimes that's all that's necessary to get things going. So that's my plan. I'm going to ride this high. I'm going to go get some of my shit done. And I'm going to make it a productive weekend. Because I am getting tired of myself wasting productivity hours and moving the needle where I need to move it. So that's what I'm going to do. By the way, if you're in YouTube land, what do you think of the beardless situation? I know that historically that's been the look, but I told everyone I was getting rid of the beard because it's too much upkeep. I never really liked doing beard stuff. Not to mention with the allergies and stuff, it was even worse. For whatever reason, it just didn't help at all. So I got rid of it. And I'm recording this on a Saturday, okay? I shaved completely the Tuesday prior, so Tuesday night prior. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's 4 full days, and look at my stupid face already. I am Scott Calvin in the Santa Claus. I shave, I look in the mirror, the beard grows back. I just can't get away from it. So I have to figure out an optimal regimen now to keep this thing at bay. I don't mind the stubble. It's all right. I did like how the beard sort of hid my double chin or lack of chin or whatever. It made me, it looked cool. Beards look cool. If you can grow a real man's beard, it looks cool. And I think chicks like that look too. Some chicks do. I don't know. I just can't. I am not mentally tough enough to handle beard upkeep on a regular basis without losing my mind. And I don't know how people do it. I don't know how beardmen do it with getting food stuck in there and keeping it clean and not stinky and disgust. Like, it just seems like so much extra work. Then you got to buy product and beard wax and pomades and brushes and combs and creams and lotions. And I'm just not ready for that. I want to keep it simple. What I also don't want to do is just be like one of those wilderness wannabe hipsters and just grow the beard out super long and be like, oh, I see, no maintenance. I just let it grow. You look stupid, though. Okay? You don't do anything to back up that beard talk. You're not a real lumberjack. You don't do any woodwork. You're not watching cops on a regular basis. You're not big. You don't work out. You just look feeble and meek with a really long, bushy beard that you don't even trim up or do anything with. So I'm not going to be that guy either. So it's just a predicament for me mentally. Because I know my strengths and weaknesses, and one of my weaknesses is I'm not dealing with extra primping and manscaping and all this extra product and money being spent on something so trivial to me personally. I can't do it. I don't have the mental fortitude to do it, and I consider it to be a waste of time and money. So I have to figure out a good way forward that I feel good. It makes me look good to me. Like I can look in the mirror and be like, yeah, it's a good look. And also doesn't create a lot of extra effort to do that. Maybe I just shave once a week or once every couple of weeks, and I just do that. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, I don't mind this look. I don't mind this whole situation. It's not itching me. It's not getting in the way of eating. It's not getting in the way of blowing my schnoz. That's another thing we got to figure out. The tissue game for Italians. They need to come out with Italian tissues, Italian-style tissues. They need to be bigger and they need to be thicker for Italians, like Italians need. Okay? The big and thicks. So that we can honk them out, just fire off a couple of nose blows, and it's not gonna just absolutely annihilate the tissue. Right now, I have to practically use a cardboard box to blow my nose into. Otherwise, any other fabric that I use, I'm just ripping right through. Just firing lug daddies right through. We got to come up with a better solution for Italians. Some ambitious Guido with a little upfront capital, some Scarol needs to get out there, work with Kleenex, work with the other companies. I can't think of them off the top of my head. What's the nose in need? Deserve Puffs indeed. Puffs. Nailed it. Get with Puffs. Come up with some sort of Puffs, pastry line of tissues. Puffs Paisano tissues. Something. We need something bigger and more robust and thick that is not going to tear our noses and not going to be too rough, but has the size to handle the volume and the thickness and ruggedness to handle the thrust, the volatility of it all. Because I'm hurting right now. Paper towels are not cutting it for me because they're rashing up the schnoz and they're making me look like Rudolph or some drunk. And I'm neither of those things. I'm Libretti. Anyway, this beard situation right now, this stubble situation, I don't mind it. So if you have suggestions on what else I should do that's low maintenance but high value, let me know. All the facial hair experts out there, let me know. So I got another, I'll call it an update on our war, Gatekeeper's Gambit. And Gambit. I don't know why I said Gambit, but OGG. And it's just, this war is hell, folks. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. War is absolute hell in every sense of the word. Even when things are going well, it's still hell. That's what war is. And as I'm working to broker surrender, if you will, without having to go nuclear just yet. As I'm working strategically, we're fighting on the flanks here and on the front lines and in the trenches. And then the leadership is also like having these discussions of, hey, are you going to surrender yet? Or are we sending out more troops? And then they're like, hold on. Don't send out troops just yet. Let's just try to come to the table here and figure this out. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to figure this out. Meanwhile, and this is what I was talking about earlier when I said I was having a pretty nice, uneventful week, and then all of a sudden, events. I go out there Friday afternoon, end of my work week, to take out Randy for PP, and somebody stole my beware of dog sign off the gate that I put up there. They left my private property sign up there, but stole the other one. And this is not a situation where the sign fell off and then blew away in a storm or whatever. It was removed because I had it double, triple stapled in there. I was militant with putting these signs up so that people saw them and couldn't really tamper with them easily. So somebody came in at some point this week, I don't know if it was a night job or what happened, and just stole the beware of dog sign. I don't know why. I don't know who. I don't know when. I don't know what I have to do to convince people to stop screwing around with my gate. I can only do so much because the other side is enemy territory. And I understand that. So I have to figure out defenses here. I might have to do some sort of like additional like lawsuit against this property management company or the building owner of like, hey, because you can't get your security figured out, private property is being affected. So not only will I be suing them or taking them on in war over them tampering and defacing my property, I'm also going to be adding into the arsenal them not being able to do their actual jobs and protect the building from trespassers and vandals and what have yous. And that's also affecting private property now because they're failing at their jobs in so many ways now. So I don't know how to handle it all. And on top of that, I was walking over to the gym one day. Now I'm walking around. I'm not using my gate to go to the gym right now because we're at war. Okay. And I'm not going to walk up the front lines like that, unarmed, unprotected, like an idiot. We're at war here. So I have to go to use my little rat tunnels and rat lines to get to the gym safely and effectively. So that's what I've been doing. I am walking to the gym and I see one of the houses that's on my street that also butts up against this property. Now, if you remember, one of the things this stupid lady was saying before was that she was hiring her guy, her manual laborer, to go and plug up all the holes and openings and all the fence lines along that entire area that faces the commercial property to prevent access from the private properties for that reason that they said that they claimed. Okay? Well, again, I shit you not. The house on the corner of my street, same side of the street that butts up against their property, big, tall wooden fence. The fence is in shambles. It's got holes in it that you could fit a human through. And guess what else it has, folks? It's got a gate, and the gate has been absolutely untouched. There were no boards put in it. There's no evidence of boards ever being put in and removed. There's no holes from screws, nothing. They didn't touch that person's fence at all. So now I have a double liar on my hands. First, she was telling me that she's allowed to do this because the fence is facing this way and blah, 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 all this other bullshit. And then she lied about doing it to everybody's fence, and it wasn't just mine. Now I feel like I'm being personally attacked, individual attack. Now I'm smelling a conspiracy. Why are they coming after just me? Who am I threatening? What do I have that they want that they're trying to silence me? They're trying to keep me out. They're trying to take me down. So now not only am I at official war, I have to conduct the clandestine, the covert side of operations to sniff out the conspiracies, to find out where this all goes, who's in charge of this really, and why are they coming after me. And things are starting to get real here, folks. Things are starting to get real, and they're starting to get real fast. So I'll keep you as updated as I can. When you're dealing, listen to me, folks. When you're dealing in the world of conspiracies, you gotta keep things close to the chest, because if you out yourself in any way, shape, or form, they come for you. Okay? Whoever it is, whoever is holding the strings at the top of this tangled web of underground lies and corruption and chaos, if they catch wind onto them in any way, shape, or form, it's over. Okay? That's when you see the makeshift suicide notes, the strange sort of unique occurrences of demise, if you will, the quote-unquote robberies gone wrong. That's when all that stuff starts to happen. So I got to be very careful and very smart about how I do this so we can find out who's behind it all. This could run deep. This can run deep. I don't know where the web leads. I don't know where. I'm going to have to get behind this camera, obviously. I'm going to have to get the red yarn out. And we're going to start piecing it all together, folks. We're going to start piecing it all. Who's behind this here? Who's telling them to do this? Why is this manual labor only attacking my... We're going to find out, okay? It's going to take time. We're going to get to the bottom of it. But just know, I can't get into the details. But as long as you keep seeing me here every week, flapping my gills, you know we're still alive. We know we're still making progress. We know we're going through the thing. Okay? And that'll be your update moving forward. As long as the LPDS episodes are coming out, you know we're making progress and we're making moves and things are happening. Okay? When they stop, somebody better head over to the LPDS ranch because shit's getting real. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to die, folks. Everything's going to be fine. Okay? These are the jokes. All right? But now I have my work cut out for me. And I got news for the people at the top who are running the show here. Hear me out. Okay? Heed my words. Take heed of my words. I know what I'm doing. Okay? I've done this before. Very successfully. Okay? I know how to get to the top. I know how to get to the top without you knowing that I'm getting to the top. I'm very good at what I do. So if you want to protect yourselves, your entity, whatever it is you're dealing with, I suggest you stop. I suggest you stop because once I make it up there and I have to find out who it is and you don't voluntarily provide that information and just cease fire, there's not going to be mercy. Okay? I'm not going to get up there and then you're going to get on your hands and knees crying for your life and be like, oh, okay, I guess you're sorry. No. You're sorry you got caught. You're sorry you let your ego take over thinking you were going to beat me, thinking I was just a nobody, just a plebe, just a bum. But just like regular war, I know underground war. I live underground. I don't know how else I could tell you this, folks. For the enemies out there, not for the people of the Junction, but for the enemies out there, I don't know how else to say it. I'm a garbage guy. I'm the trash man. Okay? I live in the dumps. I live in the trenches. I live in the sewers. That's who I am. Okay? Whether it's in war, in the military, getting down and dirty, in the trenches of war in Virginia Beach, whether it's taking grenades with my fellas at the bar, or whether it's legal battles such as this, I'm a trench guy. I am the garbage man. Okay? And that's not a brag. Nobody wants to be the garbage man. Ask any garbage man out there. Nobody's sitting there on their thrones all happy that they're the garbage man. It's just what ended up happening. That's what I became. I am the trash man. Okay? This is what I do. Unfortunately, this is what I'm good at. So, stupid lady and your property management company, I'm still coming for you. Okay? I'm going to get mine. My gate's going to be fixed. My access is still going to be there safely. That's going to be handled. I suggest you also tell me who else is running things. Give up your source. Okay? You better name names because it's going to get ugly. It's going to get even uglier than it already is. Now I'm even more careful, and here's why. One of the guys, the directing manager of this property management company, we're the ones, he's been the leadership entity that we've been negotiating the surrender and what have you. I should have known. I should have known this is what was going on. He emailed me after I turned down his first offer of surrender and to renegotiate, and he emailed that he wanted to meet up in person to handle this. He thinks I'm stupid, folks. Okay? He thinks that I'm going to meet up with him in a back alley with no protection, away field, away turf, and they're just going to do, they're just going to take me down like they do with all other private property owners. The big corporations are going to take them down. They're just small timers. I know this game. Okay? I don't know how many more episodes I have to waste trying to tell these people that. Wasting your time here in the Junction, warning people and giving you these updates that I'm sure nobody wants to hear me bitch about anymore. These people just keep coming back and coming back and coming back with the stupidity and the cockiness and the ego and thinking they're messing around with a bum. Now, I may be a bum, but I am a damn good bum. You think you're just getting the guy sitting on a curb who's going to go down like a cheap muffin when you come after him and you posture up. I'm sorry, you picked the wrong bum. You picked the wrong damn bum. Stop fucking with my gate. Stop it. Okay? It's not going to end well already. We already know this. We're at war. It's not going to end well. You are surrendering. Please continue to give yourself the opportunity to surrender before I take away the opportunity for you to surrender. Okay? And once you lose that opportunity, there is only one other outcome for you. And you don't want that outcome. You don't. Stop fucking with my gate. Sorry, Terrence. This is not a family show right now. We are at war, T. Okay? This is not family friendly until we achieve victory. I want to come out here with the victory tank top and give a press conference of surrender and victory. But until then time comes, don't put this on in front of your families. G McG, I know you listen to this sometimes in front of your family. Don't. Listen to it in the car. This is no longer a family-friendly show until we achieve victory. What you're going to get here, folks, until we are victorious, you're going to get a monster. Okay? You're going to get a dumpster-dwelling, ratty, big-nosed, cheese-eating, trench-dwelling monster. Okay? I can't control it from here on out. I can't. The only thing I can control is victory. And that's what we're going to get. In the legal sense of every legal sense of the word, we are going to achieve victory. But during that time, I have to become a monster. I have to become something I don't like. Something that probably nobody likes about me. I don't like it about myself either. But I have no choice. Okay? We have no choice here at the Junction. You are going to get a disgusting, absolute, trench-dwelling monster. An ugly, disgusting thing. As if I'm not ugly and disgusting enough. And I have to stop because I'm tired of this. I'm just tired of bitching about this and bothering you people with it. Who steals a beware of dog sign? What are we doing? What the hell are we doing here? A thin metal sign. Go buy one at Home Depot. That's where I got mine. It was $8. Go buy it. But I know what's going on. They're screwing around with me. They think they're gonna break me. And the problem is I'm unbreakable. And that, again, it's not a brag. I'm not proud of that. I'm unbreakable. There is nothing you're going to do that's going to break me to the point of submission. You're going to have to kill me. And I know you can't. Legally, I know you can't. And you know you can't. So do yourselves a favor and cut the crap already before it ends even more poorly for you. Take the surrender. Take the surrender. Walk back to your country, to your corporate country with your tail between your legs. Wear that shame for a short period of time, and then go back to your stupid, stinking lives, your quiet existences over there, managing properties and doing whatever, and enjoy yourselves after. Okay? The pain and shame and embarrassment will subside from surrendering. Trust me, it goes away. You'll be fine. But if you choose not to do that, it's not going to be fine. It is just not, you're going to have a bad time, okay? You're going to wish you were living in shame and embarrassment of surrender with your tail between your legs. You're going to wish for that. Stay away from my gate. Stay away from my property. Stay away from my home. This is like all I got. This is what I got right here in this physical geospatial sphere of the LPDS universe. This is it for me. So if you think I'm not going to take you down to protect this at all costs, think again. God damn it. Stop fucking with my stuff. And that's all I got today, folks. Before we go, the big three. Listen, the big three is very important. Okay, it's the three pillars to staying strong and being a better, happier, kinder, healthier, more genuine human being and passing that, spreading that positivity and goodness along. Okay, very important. It's the most important thing I do each day is follow the big three. I can't tell you how tough it is to follow the big three in times of war like this. Okay, so I understand if you're having a tough time dealing with it and trying to work through to follow the big three. I get it. Okay, but I'm asking you to keep trying each and every day. Number one, exercise every day. Do something to improve your physical, mental, or emotional health and wellness by doing at least one thing every day. Gym, running, read a book, pray, meditate, whatever. Number two, don't be a shitty person. Be a kind person. When the opportunity arises to be shitty outside of times of war, remove yourself from those situations. That way, you're minimizing the shit negativity in the world, and you're allowing yourself the space and the capability to go focus on more positive, productive things. Number three, the most important thing, most important pillar, be genuinely thankful and grateful for all the good you have in your lives. And it can be something as simple as a fence and a gate. But just take the second each day to think about how shitty your life would be without that thing or that person or that experience. And that will put you in that state of gratitude as opposed to that state of taking things for granted. And if you follow those three things a little bit each and every day, I promise you, you're going to be a better, happier, kinder, more genuine, healthier human being. And you can spread that goodness throughout the land. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the hotline 202-670-1114. I keep forgetting, put it in the beginning. Hotline 202-670-1114. Call it up. Leave a voicemail, make a joke, ask a question, do whatever. I'm here for it all. Thank you guys again. I love you all. Stay strong.